It's Rad. Yeah, and in tonight's live stream, I'm gonna do weekly forecast for the upcoming week, November 10th to November 16th, 2025. And as per usual, the first thing that I'm gonna do, this is going to be the collective reading. So let me shuffle the cards. And let's have a look what we got. Hi, Jennifer. Uh, yeah, this far I'm doing quite well. Good morning, Miss Devon. Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good time. Having your weekly forecast early. All right, so the three cards for the week, they are going to be the moon, first one, the hangman, second, and then we do have Six of Pentacles, which is the third card for the week. Damn. Well, by the looks of it, this is going to be a week of feeling kind of like hopeless, for the lack of a better word. Reason for that is, at least according to these cards, it's just the stuff, the undertakings, the enterprises, the endeavors, which time hasn't came yet, but yet we still have them in our schedule. We'll simply not want to go. Will not want to budge throughout the week. So what will happen is that we're going to feel like, we aren't doing enough, say, to set up a date or to do better at work, or simply to push some kind of an idea. That's not going to be the case, because we have done enough. Just it isn't the time yet, right? The appropriate time is on a later stage. And so that's a week where we just have to kind of go with the flow rather than struggle against it. Because swimming against the flow, again, the only thing you do is just, struggling and sitting on one place, on the same, literally the same place. So it's important to go with the flow, not just only because the time isn't right yet and not even nigh, but also because of the elements of dignity of the Six of Pentacles and the Moon card, these two, which kind of points that everybody is going to be in their own domain throughout the week. I don't know what English word should I use to describe the best situation, but that is like, finding yourself in your own pond, like being at the right place for you at that point, and no matter what you want, this is the place you are, so to speak, destined to be, and or rather the framework that you, me, everybody is destined to be, and there is no moving out of it in any way possible. Uh, so, not what is the word here? My point is that whatever happens throughout the week, it's important that we end up being resigned to it rather than struggle against it. Because this week is going to mark a point that is going to set us on destination we are meant to be at. It's just we ain't going to see it that way, not at least throughout the week. and all that feeling of helplessness, that we just can't alter the outcomes, we can't influence any kind of circumstances whatsoever, is going to make us feel very emotionally insecure, for a lack of better words. And to top it all off, there is going to be a lot of circumstances that we just won't be able to put a finger on why these things are happening. For example, why that guy is calling me now and is asking me out, or why my boss is looking with a spite toward me, or why that coworker suddenly ain't talking with me, and so on and so forth. There is a reason for these happenings. It is just the reason is not ready to be revealed yet, and we just have to take them uh, for their word, so to speak, and just go with the flow. And if we do so, very soon we are going to end up, like I said, on a path that we are destined to walk, and a destination that we are destined to be at. And it's with that Six of Pentacles and the Hangman to the Moon, it should be a very beneficial one. Only if we don't freak out, and give room to the fantasies, because fantasies are going to be something very prominent. I mean, many people are going to tend to believe into the doom and gloom. Again, very understandable, not being able to put a finger on why these unpleasant stuff are happening to them. So that is the collective reading. Now there are going to be 12 readings, just like this one, and I'm going to run down the ecliptic. They are going to be for the star signs. So I'm going to start from Aries, and I'm going to end up with the Pisces. Bear in mind, these are a readings for the star signs, and if you do wish to have a personal reading, you can go to my website, which link you can find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you can see full list of my services and also their pricing. Other than that, if you do wish to support the show, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal. The PayPal link you can also find in the description down below, and anyone who does so is going to have a personalized reading at the end of the stream about how their week is going to run personally, just like News Devon did. News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. Let me put you into the list, and at the end of the stream you're going to have a personalized reading. What's coming your way? Okay. Right, so first, that will be Aries. You can keep up what star sign I'm reading for through the glyph right there, and the illustration as well. Well, that's a good one. So, Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, Six of Pentacles. It's a great one for Aries. Now, yes, you won't be able to put a finger on, but not unpleasant circumstances for you. The only unpleasantry is going to be why is so small. Why it doesn't have to be small, it's just your perception is going to be that it's small. And we're talking about a very rare opportunity for you to expand and further your goal, to make your relationship ever more so harmoniously flowing, or your business deals ever more so lucrative throughout the week. And again, this is going to be a rare opportunity. Whether you're going to take it or not is entirely up for you to decide. But it's going to be accompanied with the same symptoms, if I may put it that way. You won't be able to put a finger on, for example, why you get the offer, why certain people are so interested in you or so interested in your business, and so on and so forth. And you may end up kind of like having a fantasies again for doom and gloom, which most likely will not gonna come up being pretty real. But nonetheless, here, Aries, you will have your chance, you're gonna have your opportunity. You are going to recognize the moment as you are going to be bursting with a content for the with content, I'm sorry, for the future, glee, exhilaration, and it only falls to you to make on the very first step into that direction. One thing to remember here is that you can't make someone else to do your bidding throughout the week. You are going to be the one who, oh damn, uh, so you're going to have to be the one who does the heavy lifting. All right, next one is Taurus. Knight of Cups, Seven of Cups, and Five of Swords. Well, give me a second. It's a week of hard work for you Tauruses, and this is going to be a voluntary work. You won't be acquiesced to it, but instead you alone are going to want to put the efforts. And the reason for that, at least according to these cards, is because now you are going to have a possibility, right? The impossibility will become a possibility. Now, think of it that way. Maybe the last week or in the past few months was impossible for you to get a certain job. Now that possibility will become reality for you. I mean, you in this week now you can get the job if you're willing to put the efforts behind. It will be a mighty effort, though, right? This ain't gonna be a walk in the park by any stretch of the imagination. It will be a really tough job for you to accomplish, but a passable one, unlike in the previous few weeks or maybe months as well. And in order to get the job or to go out on a date, whatnot, whatever is your wish, so to speak, because that's a week where you can make a wish fulfillment for yourself. Uh, the whole procedure will require from you going over a certain limits of yours. And when I do say limits, I don't mean a limits of your physical capacity or anything like that. I'm talking about limits of concepts, limits of a oh my god, the word it's escaped my mind. Principles. So you do have certain principles. Everybody has principles, okay? And in order to get what you want throughout the week, you're going to have to trample certain principles. Not all of yours, but some of them are going to be stopping you, and you just have to trample them just this time. To give you an example of it, you may have a principle not to date a smoker, okay, but you do have a guy or girl, whatever your preferences are, that you are so much into. They're willing to date with you, but they do smoke. So you want to date with them, you want to fulfill that wish, or you have to trample the principle of not dating smokers just this time. So again, it's your choice whether you would like to do it or not. But that is what's going to take to get what you want. Next one will be Gemini. those are the cards for you, Gemini. And we do have a someone from your past is going to get back into your life. That may be X. And when I do say that, don't think of the narcissistic X that you may have back in the days. Because when you usually say that, but you know, someone from your past is going to come back into your life, people usually think, oh my God, I don't want that one, you know, that narcissist or whatever. That doesn't have to be the case. It may be a high school friend, okay, or someone that you knew from your daycare, right? You may have not seen each other for decades. Bottom line is that you do know the person and they will make a huge difference in your life. They are going to change the name of the game when they appear for you. They may have something you need, or they may kind of like the resources that can provide to bring independence to you. Just for example, bottom line is that they're going to make your life more comfortable than it is. They are going to diminish the challenge, right? So a big challenge is not going to be that big challenge anymore, but it will carry on the same rewards. And this will make that environment is going to make a very positive change to start looming on the horizon, and you're going to find something to be emotionally attached to, whether it's that person from your past or whether it's a change that it is coming into the future. But you're going to learn to love something, okay, that week, and it starts with the appearance of that old acquaintance that maybe an old friend, maybe an ex, you know, it will differ for each one of you. Maybe an old coworker. You might be displeased of your job, and someone you worked with 10 years ago may show up in your life just randomly, you know, by a chance, and tell you, you know what, my company is searching someone like you. We need someone like you. Why don't you come over? And the job is going to be far better than the one you have right now. I mean, the way how this can manifest is uh, it's endless. I mean, the ways that it can manifest are endless. So don't presume that it's going to be the narcissistic ex. That's my point. Right, next one. We have Cancer. Hello, Rocky. Welcome to the stream. Oops. You're welcome, Jennifer. Okay, thank you for the 20th Canadian. Thank you. Let me put you into the list, and at the end of the stream, you are going to have a personalized reading. What's going to be, how is going to be your week? Right. So, Four of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, and Ten of Swords for the Cancer. So it's a warning. That week, you're gonna have it pretty much in the bag. I mean, through your actions of prevention, let's put it that way, you will make sure that your job is gonna last, that your relationship is gonna last, for example, or your family is gonna last, whatever the case. But you may end up becoming a bit greedy, okay? Like, just to give you an example here, through your measures, you end up ensuring that your current position at work is going to last, and that's a given. But you may end up being greedy and kind of like aim for a bigger position, and then you're going to screw yourself over because you're going to lose both of them, right? Therefore, that's a week that it is simultaneously a pretty pleasant one because you will ensure the security of your job, the security of your relationship, and it's gonna come through, like I said, a actions of prevention that you may not even consciously take. I mean, these could come close to mind, close to spirit, and for you may they may not be, you know, uh, very ingenious whatsoever. It's just something instinctive that you do, but nonetheless, precautionary measures that are ensuring the longevity of your relationship, for example. And again, becoming greedy and going for more, jeopardizing the current results, leaves you with nothing, literally. Another thing that it is important to be said here is whenever you have a not conversations but a negotiations throughout the week, like you're negotiating for a bigger salary, for example, or for some kind of experience that you do want to go through with your partner, you're instinctively kind of like gonna want to put it as an ultimatum, like either you're gonna increase my salary or I'm leaving, and the answer is going to be fine. I mean, there is the door. So you should never, throughout these 7 days, be uh, unyielding, for lack of better words, like indomitable, because you will lose. I mean, the other side is just not gonna answer well on ultimatums. It's just not gonna handle ultimatums very well. So you should always leave a room for negotiations, for some kind of a compromise out there. I mean, um, your decision or your actions should not be irrevocable. Right. So next one, it's Leo. Right. King of Wands, the Star, and the Fool. Those three. First things first, a week of a very easy communication and very easy interactions. That's a week where you can make a lot of acquaintances. I don't want to say friends because this isn't going to be really a deep and commit friendship. It's more like getting to know people and having some kind of a superficial connection with them, at least at first. Enough of a connection to have a good time with those people. So social life is not going to be a problem for you, Leo, whatsoever. I mean, if someone doesn't want to be around you, you can replace that person, all right? Um, so you definitely don't want to feel lonely throughout the week. But on a personal front, this week is going to be very strong because some kind of an issue, difficulty, or a concern will end up being no longer for you. And the disappearance of this concern or an issue problem will give you the or will clear up the space for you to start working on a ambition you have. This could be some kind of an idea, right? But it's an ambition. It is a ambitious drive that you will be able to transform into a quite of a effective and powerful deeds and powerful actions going forward, mainly through other people. So this is going to be a week where even if you aren't on paper, you will be somewhat of a leader, sharing, uh, I don't know, a strategy, say, and others are going to follow it. It's like, imagine it that way. You point with a finger and others are scrambling to do your bidding, to do your work. And you should use that energy to really fit with your criterias and with your ideals, with your standards moving forward. Because the end of this problem, of this concern that you may have or that you are having right now, will clear up a space for a long-term enterprise and long-term endeavor. And you want to do it right. You want to do it based on your ideals and based on your standards. Okay. Next is Virgo. All right, Judgment, the Sun, and the Hermit. So, Taco, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you, Taco. You're already in the list from the last time, so I already have you there, mate. All right, couple of notes for Virgo. Oh, we are gonna see that, mate. We're gonna see that. You will figure it out this week. So bottom line here is that the full picture is going to assemble for you. And that is just for example here, so I can make my point across. Virgo, imagine you have a coworker that kind of like from a friend became a foe and you just don't know why, right? Or you do have a few options in front of you, but neither of them really works to a full extent, and it is an option of a compromise, and you just can't put your finger on why that's the case. Well, you will realize why. I mean, the pieces of the puzzle are gonna fall together, and like I said, you're gonna have the full picture in front of you with an option that will work 100%. Now, the realization here is going to be that it's not a big deal, right? This is something that you can literally skip if you want to, and not having a major consequences for your future or for your agenda or for your life. So the enterprise that you may think that you are thinking right now that it is super important for you is going to turn out not to be that important. That doesn't mean that it is negligible, though. And it doesn't mean that you are not going to end up beneficial from it. It's just if it is too much of a hassle, you do have a luxury to kind of like take a pass if you want to. But once you realize how things stands, you're going to have a perfect option to execute, to take on, and it's not going to be a difficult process at all. I mean, it's going to fall natural to you. And I deliberately gave the example with a person that is mad at you or that became from a friend to foe, because in every single one of you, this process will involve somewhat of a mending of a relationship. It may be business relationship, or it may be a friendship. It could be a relationship within the family and whatnot. But there is going to be a mending of a relationship involved here, and the presumption is going to be that nobody is winning from it. Okay, nobody is winning from being at war with the other person. Next, that will be Libra. Hey Rob, welcome to the stream. Those are the cards for Libra. 10 of Cups, the Empress, and the Magician is from the other side. Uh, so it may be a bit underwhelming for you, but it's gonna turn out at certain aspect that you are not gonna cut it, right? Whether you're not gonna cut it for the job you're aiming, or whether you're not gonna cut it for the person you are aiming, and it's gonna be okay. What I mean is that even if, when you realize that you're just not gonna cut it, you're already gonna kind of like have a, I don't want to say a different option, because that's gonna be the situation for some of you, but others of you, it's just, bottom line is that you're gonna have something to fall on when you realize that you're not gonna cut it. Okay, you're gonna have some kind of a different version of the future that you are already planning, and is going to be very fulfilling. And in the process of that, what you are going to realize that maybe that was a blessing in disguise that you didn't make the cut. Because have you done and have you made the cut, that would have brought a lot of concerns and a lot of problems on your head. So that position you are aiming for that you didn't get, or that person you are aiming for to date with that they did not date you, or they did not want to date you, are actually a very problematic subject, and you didn't saw it back then, but now you are seeing it when you, for example, look at the person that actually made the cut, and kind of bullshits they have to deal with and shenanigans to handle. And so for you, that end up being a blessing in disguise. And with this new prospect of yours, because that involves you also making a plans for the future once you realize that you just didn't make the cut. These plans that you're going to start making are either slowly, progressively, or just all of a sudden are going to make your life worth living again. Okay, next that will be Scorpio. Oh no, Rob, I am answering you. It's just you're not registering that I'm answering you. I said that I'm fine. Thank you. All right, Scorpio. These are the cards. They're pretty straightforward. So we do have Nine of Wands with the High Priestess and with the Four of Cups. This is going to be a pretty busy week. That is because we are gonna find a niche, for a lack of better expression here. Uh, that's gonna be a point of a breakthrough. I don't know exactly how to explain it, and I'm a bit excited because I'm Sun in Scorpio, and that is a pretty good thing for me. But bottom line is that geez, how can I explain that? Um, we're gonna get the hang of it. That's the best way I can put it here. We're gonna get the hang of it, the hang of the job, the hang of the dates, the hang of the social that we're ending up in, and this will allow us to start dictating a dynamic here that will prove being very effective. Okay, making more money, for example, with the content we do, or making more friends with the behavior we are adopting, or becoming more happier in the relationship we're in through our enterprising nature and whatnot. But bottom line here is that we're going to get the hang of it, and we're going to have the capacity to dictate the pace. Hey, Yadabi. And that's why the week is going to be very busy, because it's a week of rearranging, right? Rearranging the aspects of, say, our job or our relationship, or our social, that simply doesn't work for us, and rearranging it them so that they now start working for us. For those of us Scorpio who are single, or for those of you, because I'm not single, but for those of the Scorpios that are single, that's a week where the Scorpio is gonna end up being introduced to the perfect match for the time being. That's the key here, that it is for the time being. That may change in a week or two, or maybe in a month or two, or maybe in a year or two, but doesn't change the fact that at some point we're gonna end up talking with the perfect match. Right, next, Sagittarius. Ooh. Ten of Swords, Four of Swords, the Strength. Ten of Swords and the Strength, it's easy enough interpretation. Basically, these cards shows that you are not give a you're not gonna give a fuck what people think about, your target or your goal. For example, here, you like someone, you ain't gonna give a shit what your friends think about that, what your family thinks about it. You will know that a person is good for you, and just gonna go for it, not feeling the need to seek approval, or to seek permission of anyone. It's just, that's good for you, you're gonna be happy, just go for it. With the Four of Swords, though, that involves some consulting, though. Maybe how to go about it. Because this is a consulting with a loyal companion, someone that who is not gonna give you a hard time. No, I do apologize for that. And also with the Four of Swords, Ten of Swords with the Four of Swords is when you identify the issue, and you just kind of like destroy it rather than try to solve it. Just destroy the issue in a such a way that this is not going to be an issue anymore, and there is no chance that issue can reoccur. But that's what the week is going to be for you. You're going to end up aiming for something, and you're not going to give a damn what people think about that. And it's a long term perspective, it's a long term enterprise that you will chase up until the very end. And at the end, when you reach your target, because you are going to reach your target, it's all going to worth it big time. Okay, next, that is a Capricorn. A week of the luck of the draw. So, what will happen here uh, in this week is that in a subject where you are supposed to fail, you're going to end up winning through a very, very lucky circumstances. Again, the luck of the draw. And what was supposed to be taken away from you, actually, you are going to excel in it. An example. Um, well, only a morbid examples are going through my head here. Okay, I'm gonna try to give that one. Now imagine that you have applied for a position at work that there is a lot of competition for, particularly one other guy that is more qualified than you are, and it's pretty much the whole thing looks doomed. But just the day before is announced who is gonna get the position, that person is no more. Take it as you will. And you end up getting it unexpectedly. It will be through, again, morbid circumstances, because there is going to be guilt from your side, or you're not going to be guilty at all, but you will feel guilty uh, of the consequences that brought that win to you, this reversal, because we're talking about a reversal. Subject that you were supposed to lose, you're going to end up winning, and you're going to feel guilty for it. That doesn't make the win less deservable by you. So go along with it. It is the guidance and the advice from the cards, and make the most out of it. Honor the one who lost and was supposed to win. Okay, going forward, that will be Aquarius. That's these are your cards, and you will witness a lot of chaos going through your week. A lot of chaos at work, for example. People scrambling to solve issues, to solve problems. People end up being fired. People end up being punished. This chaos will not gonna affect you drastically. There is going to be some repercussions to you, but not as dramatic as other people are gonna have it. Competition will not want to be able to get to you, not in any meaningful way whatsoever. But also help won't be able to get to you in any meaningful way whatsoever. So that's a week where you're gonna end up watching a show, for lack of better expression here, and also handling by yourself your duties and your responsibilities, Aquarius. So it's a week of loneliness, unfortunately, but it's a week where you are dodging the bullet. Okay, and last but not least, that will be Pisces. Ooh, that's a good one. So these are the cards we have: Two of Wands with Five of Cups and the World. And this is super unexpected good fortune. That is no different than having an order being placed to your business, and you may think that's it. I mean, you're not gonna hear from that customer anymore, but that customer ending up placing even a bit bigger order afterwards. Okay, so it's a quite of an unexpected good fortune that is kind of like based on I cannot say old choices, but more like a so that's the thing. There was something you did which you thought was a stupid thing to do or stupid thing to say, but actually that was what impressed the other side. And it's what brought you the good fortune here, which expands on already good accomplishments of yours. Whether expands on your education, getting you a really good job, or expands on your offer, getting you a better a better purchase order, and so on and so forth. So you're gonna have that unexpected good fortune. Or another example here is catching the attention of a person you thought you have disappointed, and so on and so forth. Bottom line is that you might thought it is over with what you said or what you did or what you choose. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, you are yet to see how far that thing can go. And it starts this week. All right, that was four Pisces. And that concludes the 12. Uh, Now jumping toward the super chat. So anyone who supported and is about to support the stream through super chat or through PayPal, which link you can find in the description down below, is about to have a personalized reading right now. First one is going to be Rocky. So Rocky, let's have a look. All right, Rocky. I need to ask you a few questions here. First one is, do you have any business with the government right now, like applying for some kind of documents or having to, provide some kind of documents, like for example, applying for a visa or those kind of things. The other question is, do you work? And the third one is there any inheritance subject that is going on right now, which you, depending on how you answer these cards here that I do have in front of me, it interprets differently. So I'll wait for a couple of minutes for you to tell me the answers to these questions so I know how to proceed with the interpretation. I'll just fill my glass with water and, while I'm waiting. Okay. No, no, the work one it is, if you do work. Okay, so those are the cards that you do have. It concerns your work, and this week, something quite an important in your work is going to come about, like an important contract, for example. Um, like an important contract, like an important order that will come from a different place. It may involve as well a trip that you are going to have to do, like a business travel of a sort. And it's going to provide sustenance. What I mean is that it will reflect very positively your business or your job, your work, but it will require consistency, for lack of better word here. So um, it will be a binding thing, okay? That's, like I said, is going to make your job or your business, if it is a business that you're doing, very reliable and quite pleasant to work with, if it isn't right now. The only thing that it is asked from you to do is be consistent about it, because there is going to be more than one chance from you to neglect that deal in favor of other deals that are a short-term kind of like benefit, that you're going to have a short-term benefits from them. Okay. And if you do, this is going to jeopardize that deal that it is a long-term one. So you can expect that to be the case, and the big thing for you this week. What I do think it is, it's a client from a distant place, like a client from another city or from another state, maybe as well a foreigner, which will be, like I said, a bit demanding and a bit um, binding, for a lack of a better word here, but also is gonna pay very, very well. Okay, next will be Taco. On a personal note, Rocky, uh, this week you are going to have you're going to end up experiencing joy from everything you possess, like from your relationship, like from your job as well, like from your social also. And you need to be predictable with them, like um uh can I put it to words? Mm, predictable in a sense, don't do surprises. What does this mean, Taco? Man, oh my god, man. I'm not gonna even read that. You're welcome, Rocky. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. All right, let's get to your reading, mate. Ah, Taco, usually I don't talk to the police. There is no reason for me to talk to the police. I like it being that way, all right? I don't want to have a reason to talk to the police. Yeah, that's true. All right, so that these are your cards, and these are your Lenormand cards. These are your tarot cards. So that's a week where you're gonna make a final kind of like decision, if I might put it that way, for a partnership you're in. I don't know if it is an intimate partnership. I do think that it is somewhat of a bit of a bit of a business partnership rather than intimate one. And this decision is going to put people into their places for good. This is what I think it is. Okay, it's a bit of a speculation here on my side, but what I think it is, it's a partnership where the other side isn't doing what they are supposed to do, or at least they're slacking with the job. They're crossing certain lines, and you kind of bring it up to the table and kind of like making a claim or whatnot is gonna put people into their place for good, and now they're gonna kind of like assist you completely and fully to the best of their abilities. As far as the visa goes, and um, finalizing that thing with your attorney, we have the Five of Swords here. Uh, be mindful of extortion, like go for a second opinion if you can afford one. Okay, just go for a second opinion, like a private consultation with another attorney, because there is something sketchy with this one, at least how he's presenting the stuff to you um, this week. Yeah, they do. She was admitted for 3 months. Admitted for what? I don't know who that is. If it is a singer from the 80s, I definitely don't know him. Okay, and last but not least, News Devon. With the question, what's coming my way? That is within the week. I don't think I heard of it. That's true. That's true. My aunt was so much into 80 music. I am not much of a music person, so to speak. If I do listen to something, well, that's great. We can play some games. Well, yeah. Uh, my aunt was listening to 80s music. I'm not that much of a music person whatsoever. If I do listen music, I do listen electronic music. Like, for example, DJP is my number one I go for. So those are your cards, News Devon, and it's about fame, a small one. You are going to stand out this week with a paper. With a paper. I don't know how that exactly comes around. I think I have it. I think I added you there. Yeah. Uh, News Devon, something you are gonna write is gonna make a mark this week. Maybe a post you're gonna do at Facebook. Maybe some kind of a claim at work. or you're going to write a message to someone. Yeah, it's something written. That's what I mean. Something written is gonna make you more famous. Like, it's not gonna be that big of a fame, but it's going to be enough. It may be something already written. For example, you may show your diploma to someone. I'm just speculating here. And it kind of like, wow, or some kind of certificate that you do have. With my experience with the Lenormand system, it is the last thing you can think of, right? It's just literally the last thing you can think of that actually materializes the event. Yeah, have a great week, everyone. This is gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and also thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you, guys and girls. And we're gonna see each other Thursday. What do we have at Thursday? So it's 13th. Holy cow! Although we're up until 18th, we don't have anything. Yeah. So probably what we need to know is going to be Thursday, and then 18th, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, or maybe a Thursday is going to be Mercury retrograde at Scorpio. I'm going to have to decide on that. So yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks so much for watching. And Taco, News Devon, Jennifer, Rob, Rocky, have a great one. We're going to see each other in a few days, I hope. Until then, bye.